successful men is because they have an amazing woman with them.
Not really. You guys come when we build the castle. Like, you wouldn't date someone who doesn't have his own apartment. So when the guy's a businessman, he's making money, that's when he gets the girl, right? So you guys come when there's a nest. That's why they call you chicks, right?
Solid point though, because you hear this so many times. Behind every successful man is a strong woman. But he made a solid point, because if he didn't have an apartment and he was living outside of his car, she would have been like, oh, he bum, oh, he broke. Hear me out. Here is their logic. That's why you can't really think too deep about their talking points, because if behind every successful man there's a strong woman that build him up, black women love to say like, oh, they're the backbone of the community. But at the same time, when a man is in the process of building, when a man is growing, when a man is being savvy with his money and not recklessly spending his money and taking you out on expensive restaurants or paying for your lashes and your nails and taking you on vacation, you call him broke, you call him cheap. So how on earth were you there being the strong woman behind him? Because you weren't there when he was working to get to where he was. You only want the benefits of his hard work. Like, you see, if we use our common sense and think about their talking points make absolutely no sense. That's why I said do not debate, do not argue, just laugh. Point and laugh. Okay?
Get to the chopper!
You have to afford to date. You have to be able to afford to have a woman. That is like, you have to afford a car. Like, you have to afford to have a woman.
I feel like if you need to be working, you don't need to be dating. Like, if you're still trying to establish yourself, you gotta lock in and focus. I feel like I'm fairly young, and I typically date a little older because men my age are still figuring it out. And I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're figuring it out, it's the contentment that pisses me off. It's like, this all you want to do?
You have to
I wonder if these women ever listen to themselves talk. If you have to be working, you shouldn't date. And a lot of these women are broke as hell,
Hide the money, y'all! There's poor people around!
A lot of them broke as hell. That's why they have to project. That's why they have to go so hard to make sure that a man can financially pay, because they can't. And then you ask them, okay, a man is going to pay 100% of your bill. What are you going to do? They don't want to wash, they don't want to clean. They don't even want to wear their real lashes.
Oh my God!
So a man is supposed to sacrifice, work super hard so he can pay 100% of the bills for two and the kids that she come with. And he can't even get to see his woman natural looking.
Man, this is some bullshit!
Every girl is going to experience her first good guy, and he's not to be confused with your soulmate, because he's usually not your soulmate. That's the guy.
And he's usually not your baby daddy.
No. But his role in your life is still important, because after him, your dating life changes significantly. This is the guy that comes in to give you a glimpse of what it's like to be cared for, to be desired, and to feel like you were never asking for too much. Enough.
And then you put him in the friend zone and go get pregnant for a bum man who don't even return your text messages.
To change your perspective on dating, but not enough to be your soulmate. When I experienced
as soon as I feel like an option, I'm out your life, mama. Fuck, I look like battling for a position. Nigga, this ain't summer camp, nigga. I'm PT. You gotta recognize who the fuck you talking to.
As a society, we've normalized the selfish and narcissistic tendencies of women too much. Like, and we've allowed them to say what they say, do what they do, and we don't really do nothing about it. It's like, she really got up on the internet and said, it's perfectly fine for you to use that good man who's showing you what a woman should be treated like. It's perfectly fine to use him so that you can go find somebody else. Like, let him show you a glimpse of what it's like to be treated well like a human being, but don't go for him. He's not your soulmate. Go find somebody else. I'm gonna say that again. You told women not to stay with the man that treats them better than any man has treated them their entire life. He's treated you better than any man in your entire life. But don't choose him, though. Go find someone even better. Is that not greed?
They don't go find someone even better.
That's the definition of greed right there. And then to just openly say, use another human being for your own progression. To hell with their feelings, though. You need to progress. To hell with his feelings, though. People aren't commodities to be used. That's a whole human being that you were discussing. Just abandoning because find someone better because you think you can. I mean, you never have in your entire life. You never found anyone better, but you can find somebody better because he's showing you what better looks like.
Yeah, I love when they use their platform to expose their narcissism. Because only a narcissist would say that. And then the gaslighting of them saying, oh, the projection of them calling men narcissists. Meanwhile, they're like, oh, you're going to find a man and you're going to have a good man. Use him and then go find someone. But then their comeback to that is like, oh, well, men do it. Men do it. So, oh, we going to... Don't even debate. Don't argue with them.
Get to the chopper! Making your woman pay on the rent is not manly. Y'all are not providers. And then we got this one up here talking about as long as I got a man, I'm not coming off ish for rent. Me and my man have our own places and he still pays my rent. They don't even live together, but he pays her rent as well. So then we have a very important question.
You know what we call those?
Simp.
Okay.
So then we have a very important question at the bottom here, right? It says, if he didn't pay the rent, would he even be around? It says this, the comment he's replying to has been deleted. And then he's responding to it. He says, you real for that honesty? She said no. The dude she's messing with wouldn't even be in her life if he didn't do that. If he didn't pay her bills. And they live in different houses. Nowadays, provider means long-term trick. That's all that it means. It's long-term trick. It's 2025. Women have the same opportunity to work jobs just like men. I know women making more money than men nowadays. I know some girls getting money, but they don't want to spend their money. They want you to trick on them, but they're gonna finesse you and say, "Oh, you got to provide for me." Even though I got my own cheese, my own money, I need you to provide for me. Provide what for you? You have your own money. Spend it. A lot of y'all are in marriages and relationships that if you don't trick on her, aka provide for her, you're done with. You're hanging on by a thread. So if you stop what you're doing, it's over with for you. It's tough. It's tough. It's all conditional. If you stop doing what you're doing, it's under a condition. You're getting that love or you're getting that punani under a condition, under a rule that she has set for you. So if you stop doing what you're doing, kiss her goodbye, my boy.
It's modern day prostitution. And don't get me wrong, like, yeah, in a relationship, you're supposed to give and take. In some senses, relationships are transactional, but it's what is being transition. If money is the only thing that they're seeing, they're not looking at his ability to protect, his foresight, his discernment, his great leadership skills, his problem solving skills. They're not looking at that. They're just looking at his money. So the transaction that modern day relationship have is more like a prostitute, more like, oh, if it's just about money, this is just financially. I give you my body just because you're paying my bills. If he wasn't paying my bill, like, isn't that escort? Is it escort work, or when you have, what's it called? Somebody in the comment section, let me know. Like, it's a kind of prostitution, isn't it? But them hiding behind like, oh no, I'm a strong, like I make my own money, but meanwhile you have four or five men that's ramming out your hole so you can make rent. Wow.
The ghetto. I hate being fucking married. I long for the day to be single again. The only thing that's causing me to stay and stick it out is because I've been a housewife for 10 years. And to get back out there in the workforce with a mental illness, there's some fears that I have. But I literally do hate being married.
See, perfect example. Men pay 100% of the bills so your wife can come onto TikTok and talk about how much she hates being married.
Them gyal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked. Them gyal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
The only thing that's keeping her is because you're paying 100% of the bill. Again, as I said, a lot of these women are broke and they're looking for somebody to save them. They're looking for a man to help them. It's charity work that they're looking for. They don't want to be wives. They don't want to have their wife duty, but they want a man to pay 100% of the bill. Meanwhile, they can't even cook. They don't want to wash or clean. That is why I said, men,
get to the chopper!
Look, let me tell you something. Don't let these women fool y'all. Women do know how to submit. They just don't like submitting to a man. But when it comes to their job, they'll submit real quick. They'll clock in on time. They'll keep their mouth shut. They'll smile when they don't want to smile and deal with people they don't even like. Why? Because that paycheck got them in check. But the second it comes to love, the second it comes to that man that they say they're in love with, that they respect, that they want to build a life with, Oh, it's attitude time. Oh, now it's why I gotta do all that, or you ain't my daddy. And that's backwards, because that job ain't gonna lay his life down for you. That job ain't gonna love you. But that man that you refuse to respect, that's the one that would die for you. So answer me this. How is it that you can submit to a boss who don't even give a damn about you, but you can't submit to the man who actually does? Look,
Definitely women know how to submit it if they choose to submit, and they do submit to men. They submit to their deadbeat baby daddy. They submit to the men who don't care about them. The men who they gotta wait 3 to 4 business days for him to respond to their text message, they submit to him. They submit by giving them their womb. They'll submit. But hear me out, y'all. Going back to the previous video, women can sit up here and say what men are supposed to do. Men are supposed to provide. Men are supposed to pay the rent. Men are supposed to do this. Men are supposed to do that. All the standards and requirements for men. But when asked, okay, what should a woman do? It's, oh, well, we bring life. We birth. As if you don't need a sperm. But that's a different topic. That's a different topic. So you're supposed to sit there just because you do something that comes naturally. You didn't even have to put in any effort to do that. It's God is the one that said, oh yeah, woman, I'll give you womb. So you can, it's natural. Just because you're supposed to sit there and a man is supposed to actually go out and put in work and come and pay 100% of your bills. And as I said earlier, like he can't even get your relashes. Like, are we serious right now? This messed up world that we're living in, so many women just refuse to acknowledge that. And this is what pissed me off the most. When they claim that, oh, they're the most educated, and they claim that they're boss chick and basic simple concept, they refuse to acknowledge for the sake of being right. This is why I say men, because it does not make any sense to debate and argue with somebody who's going to see simple concept, and because of their pride and their ego, they're going to refuse to acknowledge that yes, simple concept is simple concept. Y'all go watch the next video that pop up on the screen. Whether it's get to the chopper, save yourself, black men, go in your own way, red pill, whatever it is, your peace of mind, protect it at all costs. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.